What can you do to protect your retirement nest egg? Well, thanks to new disclosure rules that went into effect this month, you're going to know exactly how much money is going to be docked. You know, usually when we talk about these things, it means more taxes, right? And, you know, you may lose money because of the federal government. That's one example. CPA Alan Sandersen is here, though. Tell us what these new rules actually can do to help us protect our money. So these charges actually work in that way. How does that happen?
It's an interesting kind of scenario. This is not the way you want to save taxes, by shrinking the value of your 401k, obviously. What they're trying to say here is that we want you to tell the person that owns this 401k how much you're really charging him for the investment fees, the administrative fees in that plan. You don't want to have 3-4% or some wild number being drained off of your account every year. That can knock. Well, they did a study that said you could lose $150,000 over a career for a couple to the value of your plan that way. That's the value of a house. So these rules are going to put you in the position to know if you're paying too much, and that's what the benefit is.
It's just like the federal government telling the airlines that they have to show the actual ticket price when they list the prices. It's not like you get to the end of purchasing the ticket and you find out you have all these additional taxes and fees. We got it. All right, thanks so much, Alan. And I know you're going to join us in about 10 minutes. We'll talk about some low-cost options in managing that retirement fund. Time now is 5:19, and the federal government is forcing financial institutions to show you the fees they are deducting from your 401k. You should be getting the list of fees in a statement by the end of August. CPA Alan Sandersen is here. And Alan, you say there are options to consider if you feel like the company handling your retirement fund is charging you too much.
Absolutely. When you get the little statement, there's going to be two numbers on it, and they add them up. If it's more than 0.75%, chances are you need to look into how much you're being charged. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but believe me, over time, it can turn into a huge amount of money. That's money off of the top. So focus on the low-cost options. When I say low cost, that means net after the fees. Other things you can do, look into other types of retirement accounts. If you're only saving $5,000 a year, look into getting an IRA instead and do it through payroll deduction and get a low-cost option there. So take a little bit of control, and it can make a big difference in your retirement. And
again, these are administrative fees, among other fees that you know the financial institution handling your 401k is deducting, and you may not even know about it. So they have to show you that money
right off the top and add them up.
All right, thank you, Alan. Yeah, they're not going to add them up for you, Alan tells us. So if you can't access those options that Alan mentioned, he's going to give us another route. He'll join us in our next half hour. Thanks, Alan. Well, it is your money, and there are new disclosure rules to help you hang on to it. That's right, the federal government is helping you hang on to your money. CPA Alan Sandersen breaking down how these rules that went into effect at the beginning of this month are going to help you see where your 401k earnings are going. And what many people may not know about, Alan, and you touched on this earlier, is that the organizations, the banks that are handling your 401k account may be taking administrative and other fees out of that money. So what are some options if you want to avoid those fees?
Low-cost options. Well, let's talk about that for just a second. What is low cost? 0.75% does not sound like much, but people fight tooth and nail to get 0.75% off of a mortgage. That's on a declining balance. A 401k is on an increasing balance, so the compounding effect is huge. Low-cost options. Make sure that if your plan has a match, take advantage of them and put money into that plan right up to the match, and that can offset what you get hurt on the other side. So max that out. Focus on savings in an IRA. If your plan just looks like it's not a good deal and you're only saving $5 grand a year, put it in an IRA instead. If you're out of a 401k plan, you left the company, consider moving it out of that plan and into a low-cost IRA. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but remember, that compounding effect is huge, and it's going to hurt you if you let it.
And you should be able to see what those fees are. They have to release them by the end of August, so make sure you're paying attention to the mail. All right, thanks, Alan. He's going to talk to us about some final thoughts, what you can do to protect yourself at the end of the hour. Just a drop in the bucket. All right, 5:47 now. The financial institutions regulating your 401k are taking money out of it for various fees. The Fed say by the end of August, they have to tell you how much they're taking out. CPA Alan Sandersen has been with us for the hour talking about this. And Alan, we have final thoughts now. What do our viewers need to know about this to protect their money?
First, put it all in perspective, Natalie. 0.75% doesn't sound much. You'd fight for that to have the dream home that you've always wanted. You should also fight for that to have your dream retirement. It makes a big difference. So do that. Now, look at your low-cost index funds. Look at a variety of different things that are matched to your account. chime in with management to HR if you think that you're getting charged too much, more than 0.75% combined, and then get out of the old expensive 401k plans and move into something that's going to work better for you.
And then Alan is also telling us, I know we're out of time, but when you get that form by the end of August, make sure you add up how many fees they're taking out, because that's not something they're going to do for you.
They won't do it for you.
All right, thanks, Alan.